Hello, everyone. Today, I'd like to introduce you to radio management during WLAN optimization. In this video, we will go through the 4 methods for optimizing the network by adjusting AP radio parameters. The first method is to adjust the beacon interval and rate. What is a beacon frame? It is a broadcast frame sent at intervals to declare the existence of a Wi-Fi network. An improper beacon interval may cause network problems. The recommended interval is 200 TUs. If the beacon rate is low, more radio resources will be occupied. As such, you are advised to increase the beacon rate based on the network deployment. Additionally, you need to check other network conditions, for example, whether APs are densely deployed, whether there are 802.11b only stations, whether more than 4 VAPs are configured, and whether service interruption is allowed. Next, let's see the CLI-based configuration. In the WLAN view, enter the 2.4 GHz radio profile bound to the AP group and configure the interval for sending beacon frames. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile in the same way. After the configuration is complete, return to the WLAN view. Then enter the SSID profile bound to the AP group and configure the rate for sending beacon frames. Next, let's see the configuration procedure on the web system. First, access the AP group configuration page and click an AP group. Then, choose 2 GHz radio profile under Radio 0 from the profile tree and click the Advanced Configuration tab. Set beacon interval to 200 TUs. Click Apply and then OK. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile of Radio 1 in the same way. Select the corresponding SSID profile from the profile tree and click the Advanced Configuration tab. In the Admin Frame Expense Optimization area, set beacon frame rate on 2.4 GHz radio to 5.5 megabit per second, and click Apply and OK. The second radio management method is to configure the RTS-CTS working mode and threshold. The RTS-CTS handshake mechanism prevents data transmission failures caused by channel conflicts. However, if the mechanism is executed each time before data is sent, excessive management frames occupy channel bandwidth, resulting in a low data transmission rate, or even a delay. Therefore, the default RTS-CTS working mode and threshold are recommended. With the default settings, the RTS-CTS mechanism is used only for long packets. The threshold can be further adjusted based on the actual effect. Next, let's see the CLI-based configuration. In the WLAN view, enter the 2.4 GHz radio profile bound to the AP group and configure the RTS-CTS working mode and threshold. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile in the same way. Next, let's see the configuration procedure on the web system. First, access the AP group configuration page and click an AP group. Then, choose 2 GHz radio profile under Radio 0 from the profile tree, and click the Advanced Configuration tab. Set RTS-CTS mode to RTS-CTS. Currently, the threshold cannot be configured on the web system. Click Apply and then OK. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile of Radio 1 in the same way. The third radio management method is to adjust EDCA parameters. WMM classifies data packets into 4 access categories. EDCA parameters define the capability of each category to occupy a channel. The impact of different categories on user experience varies depending on specific scenarios, such as voice and video, and high-density scenarios. You are advised to adjust EDCA parameters based on the specific scenario to ensure that key service packets preferentially occupy wireless resources. Set EDCA parameters based on the reference values provided in the table. Next, let's see the CLI-based configuration. In voice or voice and video scenarios, you need to manually configure EDCA parameters. Enter the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz radio profiles corresponding to the AP group and configure EDCA parameters for APs. This example uses the ECW-min and ECW-max parameters of the ACBE type. In practice, configure the parameters based on the reference values for the specific scenario. After the configuration is complete, enter the corresponding SSID profile and configure EDCA parameters for stations. Configure dynamic EDCA parameter adjustment in high-density scenarios. Enter the RRM profiles corresponding to the 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz radio profiles, enable this function, and set the best effort service threshold to 6. The web system supports only the configuration of dynamic EDCA parameter adjustment. First, access the AP group configuration page and click an AP group. Then, choose 2 GHz radio profile under Radio 0 from the profile tree, and click the Advanced Configuration tab. In the WMM area, enable WMM. Then, select the RRM profile bound to the 2.4 GHz radio profile from the profile tree. Click the Advanced Configuration tab. Enable Dynamic EDCA and set Best Effort Service Threshold to 6. Click Apply and then OK. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile in the same way. The fourth radio management method is to improve the anti-interference capability of APs. An AP goes through the CCA and AGC processes during signal sending and receiving. High-density scenarios usually encounter severe co-channel interference and high channel utilization. This may cause slow data transmission or even service freezing. As such, parameter adjustment is required. It is recommended that the anti-interference algorithm be enabled so that APs can dynamically adjust parameters to improve the overall anti-interference capability. For packet sending on APs, the CCA threshold of -75 dBm is recommended to improve the channel reuse rate. Additionally, in terms of packet receiving on APs, you are advised to set the AGC threshold to -75 dBm and the receiver sensitivity to -82 dBm to further reduce interference. Next, let's see the CLI-based configuration. Enable the anti-interference algorithm in the WLAN view, and then enter the 2.4 GHz radio profile bound to the AP group and configure the CCA threshold, AGC threshold, and receiver sensitivity of APs. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile in the same way. Next, let's see the configuration procedure on the web system. First, access the AP group configuration page and click an AP group. Then, choose 2 GHz radio profile under Radio 0 from the profile tree, and click the Advanced Configuration tab. Set CCA threshold to -75. Other parameters cannot be configured through the web system. Click Apply and then OK. Configure the 5 GHz radio profile of Radio 1 in the same way.